what is my advice for those who wants to be a designer, a fashion designer, and maybe it's a bit difficult right now. Either the schoolwork is hard, the tuition fee is almost impossible to reach. What to do? But you really dream to be a designer, or maybe people are telling you you're not a designer, you're not meant to be a fashion designer. So, you know, everything points to the fact that you shouldn't be a designer or something like that. What to do? First of all, I think that this wish or desire was placed in your heart for a reason. So if you really feel that you wanted to become a designer, then be one, you know. Um, if you're in school, the reason why this amount of work is hard because actually the fashion industry is very tough, you know. Sometimes the things that I've been through, I can discuss maybe a bit later on, but I don't want to be negative, and I don't want to, how to say, scare anybody. This is why I also deleted some of my old videos, because I feel like i'm I'm not showing something that is inspiring, you know what I mean. But the reason why we're having these difficulties is because it's tough in the real world, in the real fashion industry, and we need to be tough to be able to make it, you know. Unfortunately, it's not an easy path. And second of all, you don't need to say to anyone, I'm designer, I'm designer. I noticed that before, even with myself. I mean, look at me, the way I dress. No one can tell I'm a designer. There was a point that I tried to look fashionable or something, but I feel like I'm pretending, you know. I feel like it's a costume for me. And then I realize you define yourself, your identity, your visual identity as a fashion designer, okay? And then third, you don't tell people that you are a designer, you just become one. So what does a designer do? He has a brand, or I don't know, works for a brand. So you can try those, either find a job, internship, try to sell some clothes that you design, or simply by drawing clothes and, I don't know, offering them to your friends, family, things like that. The world is your oyster. That I remember one friend of mine told me that, like, because I was like, I'm lost. The most important thing is just to get started. Get started with something, no matter how little it is. Anyway, if you have any more questions, please follow my page. I talk more about this in detail. Ciao.